little cat. And I commit this guy's name to memory. He was in charge of the animation. He was so, like, down to the syllable, with such details about it. And even to the point where when Sean is going to save his sister, and he crawls in through the moat, and he's going through the window, and there's a tight close-up of his face, watching the soul get sucked out of his sister, and you see this bead of water going in and out of his nostrils. That's me breathing. I couldn't use his own breathing. But man, it's a kick. It's fun. I love playing Thackeray Biggs. I love that people dig him so much.
Is it true that you dressed up as Thackeray for Halloween one year?
Yes!
Somewhere.
That was like sort of like how I realized, oh, I think this is going somewhere, this movie. I think people like it. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, hence the rhinestones. And
can we all give it up for his outfit, by the way?
Jukebox Mom, check her out on Instagram. But yeah, a friend invited me to a Halloween party in Nashville. He was like, it's gonna be a hocus pocus themed party. I'm like, oh, you know what, I'll play along. I'll go wear like a black suit and tie. I got some like cat eye contact lenses, cat ears, and I was gonna go and hang out and the three hostesses were all dressed as the witches. They had this movie playing, the entire house was transformed. It was a big thing. Like, wow, people really like this movie, this is fantastic. And I stayed in character, and I, avoided the witches and hissed at them all night. Someone took a photo, and it was on BuzzFeed the next day, and that's why it was like the first indication this movie is now, it's not a bomb anymore, it's da bomb. It's da bomb.
I mean, speaking of, the movie was released in July, right?
Yes.
So
great marketing.
So, what was that like when that came out in July? Like, everyone's in bathing suits going to see Hocus Pocus.
That person got fired.
We didn't actually, we don't really have an answer because there's literally 4 people in the audience, so.
Oh my god. Well, but now, it's become such a cult. It's become such a cult classic. Like, what, did you think that it would become what it is today?
No, it was the initial wound of it being such a critically panned bomb when it first came out was really hurtful. I mean, for me it was, because I had such fun and developed these great friendships and just thought the work that we did was really good, and I thought the result was good, and I was confused and hurt, honestly. But then, about 7 to 10 years later, little whispers, oh, are you the girl from Hocus Pocus? I'm like, Hocus Pocus, man. I just was in American Beauty and Ghost. Okay, I'll roll with that. That's cool. And then it just grew from there. And I think the takeaway for me is that it became one of those films that so few of us are lucky to have as part of our career, which is that it's one of those ones that's passed down through the generations. I think it started with older sisters, younger siblings, whatever, and then parents, uncles, nieces, nephews. It's just something that you can watch together as a bonding element, for family time. And I really think that that's the glue that keeps this candle burning.
Yeah, I'm interested in that to hear from you others about when that switch happened for you, when you noticed Hocus, it came out in, 93, and then all of a sudden, years later now, oh wow, this is a big, this is Hocus Pocus, to me always, it was oh, that's my one and only Halloween movie, So when did that switch for you guys?
Well, first off, I think when we were filming it, I don't know if we anticipated the growth that it would have now. Sure, we obviously wanted it to be successful in the theaters, and movies can last, a few months, a few years, and I mean, this thing is just growing like a wildfire. It's just constantly getting bigger and bigger. I think for me personally, we did a 20th anniversary D23 out of Buena Vista Studios, and when we saw the amount of people that showed up, and just there was a lot of cosplayers and just the fandom that was growing from it, I think that's when we kind of or at least for me, kind of started to realize like, oh wow, like I guess this movie is like coming out from under the rug and just starting to blossom again. And so, yeah, it's been kind of a wild ride to see it just constantly getting bigger and bigger. You know,
And we,
Jason.
do you remember, oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, Jason mentioned earlier, like, you know, what is it, like Spirit Halloween? Like even the merchandising is just constantly growing, and that's kind of another, like Disney's not gonna put out merchandise and it's not gonna sell, so if they're putting out more and more, it obviously means that it's growing and getting more popular and bigger. Now the second one came out, so it's like, yeah, I think they're onto something.
The renegotiation on that licensing deal is gonna be through the roof, right?
And you know, I feel like when we were at that 20th anniversary, we walked outside, I don't know if you guys remember, we were just chatting by ourselves, and then all of a sudden people crowded around us, and we were like, hi. And just like, the audience was like, can I take a picture? And we're like, okay. It was so awkward, remember that? And we were like, I was like, wait, I was talking to Thor and Aubrey, and then it was 2 hours later, we were like just standing there taking all these photos of people, and then I was like, oh my god, did Thor leave? Did Aubrey leave? Where are they? Like, literally, we were just, it was like, it was so novel to us.
Yeah,
we had
no,
idea.
the
Remember that?
candid shot became quite a photo shoot.
I know. Oh my god, I know, right?
Yeah.
Quite a photo shoot, yeah. Yeah, and I feel like the 25th anniversary started to snowball as well when we did it,
The Hollywood Forever Cemetery, yeah.
I mean, we were like, what is this? This is insane.
Oh, then we got a whole special, we got a fashion show, we got all these pop stars
Yeah,
coming
we were
on.
dressed in the costume, like came in the makeup and hair from
Very
like,
theatrical, very
from like
candid.
the Voice was coming to like do our makeup and hair, those people, and like we were like, and we were, costume
Decked out,
decked out.
yeah.
And then like Salt and Peppa played, and we're like, oh my god. And then I heard Christina Aguilera's a huge Hocus Pocus fan, and she performed there. I was like, what is going on? And it was just a spectacle. And then all the kids from The Descendants were hosts, and we were like, okay, this is unreal, So, and then everyone in the audience was like, oh, Pocus, and we're just, it was like we were rock stars all of a sudden, right?
It was
Validation.
We
25 years later.
We are.
I love that. Speaking of, like, how have you guys kept in contact throughout the years?
I mean, they've got this thing called a cell phone. It's pretty cool.
Well, not how exactly, but like, how much do you get to interact and talk to each other? Do you have a group text going?
I mean, it's
What do we do?
what's going on. We do. We have a group. We have a HB fam, group text. But also, I feel like there was a space of time where we weren't really all, so connected, or like we all doing whatever. And then I think, yeah, somewhere about like 10, 12 years ago, because of this brought us all back together. Like, thank you, fans, for bringing this
You guys.
Yeah, it was after the 20th anniversary, we went to, because
The Halloween dinner we did.
our Halloween dinner, which was so sweet. And then we tried to make it an annual thing.
Yeah.
Which didn't work, but it was good, because at that 20th anniversary, we were like, can we get each other's numbers? Like, we don't even have each other's numbers.
We could be friends.
I know,
right?
we can.
We're just not, colleagues anymore.
On the text thread, it's funny because you'll get pictures of Doug Jones on whatever set he's on. He'll just show a picture from the trailer, and he'll be like a vampire one day or an alien the next day. It's like, oh, we get like the inside scoop on Doug Jones' career.
Doug, and then also Larry.
Ice.
Ice is very energetic.
A lot of late night texts from Larry.
I know, it's like 2 in the morning. Larry,
Hey, I'm gonna be playing at the thing. He's got a band, so
it's amazing. Yeah.
He's the best.
Cool. Well, we're about to open it up to fan questions
Yes.
out there. But